distinguished leaders and experts, dear all, good afternoon. It's my great honor to present this report and share with you the insights on BIM, Building Information Modeling, of Shanghai Institute of Architecture and Design, including the application of some of our cases. To start it on the first page, I just want to talk about our background. I think our industry as a whole grows very fast, especially over the past 2 decades. But looking back at this history, economic factor is one of the major drivers for sure, and will become prominent in the next decade. I believe that all of you have also noticed this change. Environmental and social factors are supposed to be more and more influential, in addition to the sustainability factor we have frequently mentioned. So, in our opinion, as a member in this industry, we should pursue quality, integration, and innovation on a higher level. As today's subject is about BIM, I think it's necessary to
look at our industry. And I think with the development of the IT, actually IT development has always accompanied our development in these several decades. You see, at the beginning, we just used the auxiliary calculation technology. In 1980s, we used this kind of a calculation method. But this is just a very small scale technology. But in 1990s, we have a computation or computer-aided calculation, or CAD. And today, we are still doing computer-aided drawing, but this kind of technology have already changed the design or engineering approaches to a great extent. And then, according to my memory, around year 2000, because more and more domestic big projects are being built based on cooperation. So we absorbed a lot of advanced concepts, no matter whether in CAD or standard. And I remember East Asia Research Institute at the beginning cooperated with the AMA on CCTV. They're doing, for example, dissection of drawing and deepened analysis to control the quality of the drawing. And in the past 10 years, less than 10 years, the BIM is gaining momentum. I think the appearance of BIM, or the appearance of the concept, for our industry, actually, it is a great driver for the industry approaches. For the concept of BIM, I don't think I need to elaborate on it. Here I just listed me and our teams, our company's understanding of BIM. I think first, not only it's a three-dimensional thing, it is more based on data or information. And this is a great difference from past tools. Second, it emphasizes on coordination and integration. That is not only restricted in design, it can cooperate or coordinate different parties of the project involved in the projects. Number three, I think the most important reflection of the change is in the process of the project. It can better promote the management of different parties of a project. Number 4, in China, for a lot of big projects, complicated or complex projects, they're pressed in time and they're also really complicated in structure. Owners have a great headache. They usually say that a lot of the time they are managing passively. With the progress of the project, a lot of time their management becomes more and more passive. But BIM can offer a lot of data. It can support our owner to have a better understanding of the project in real time, can help the owners to conduct more active management instead of passive management. Finally, I think the most important thing is that this kind of change not only is a change of the industry through this kind of a model, it is leading different parties involved in the project to change their innovation strategy and technical development. So this is rather significant. And during the process, with the increase of the acceptance in the industry, I believe a lot of this policy making, coordination from the regulation can find a better or clearer direction. Now, through one of our cases, I would like to conduct more sharing with you in BIM, because we are a big design institute, a big consultancy. So I think quality is really important for us. Personally speaking, I think although design, construction, and management are all very important, but I think with the aid of such a tool, if you can design really well, it can lay a good foundation for our project. BIM can help us gain a better design quality. We're always encountering a lot of problems. These are 3 of them. First, how to face the challenges from architectural shape. Now, more and more projects, including linear projects, complex shapes, or forms, these are indeed the dreams of the designers. Owners, they like this kind of forms or shapes, but how can you ensure the good completion of such kind of project? How can you guarantee the implementation? Instead of after the implementation, the final effect or result is different from originally planned. The second is how to achieve high level of completion. To be frank, or to be honest, currently we still have a lot of projects which are for whom the complication is based on facade or horizontal design. So this is a case which was completed in 2010-2011. It is the HXZ Botanical Garden, which is near the border of China-Russian border. Starting from the planning, not only we considered geometry, not only form finding, we also considered the local climate. And we looked at the meteorological data in that locality and look at its influence on the solar radiation all year round in that place to try to balance the shape and the function for the building. And actually, the traditional axial network is faded, And we are looking at the overall spatial logic to look at the structure. A complicated structure is the steel structure. It includes over 2,000 steel rods. And the traditional method is just based on a very simple coordinate. But because the site is really special, and during the year, the frozen period is really long. So we hope that during the design phase, we can cope it better. And so we used a mathematical matrix method, that is to multiply the two vectors. But the whole project includes over 2,000 steel rods. If you do it for every rod, it's really complicated.
Through BIM, all the nodes, all the coordinates of the nodes, and the relations of all these rods were established in advance. So all these components of the structure has its position in advance. In China, due to limitation of rules and regulations, the design and construction can hardly be integrated. But for this project, since it is located at a special location, and we are quite lucky to do the design as well as the construction. We have three parts of the structures in terms of steel structures, membranes structures, and wooden structures. So during the structural design, we have many details attached. There are so many nodes, and the nodes are facing different directions. On top of the roof, we have integrated rain conduits, and how to integrate the membranes with these rods are also designed in advance. And this is integrated gutter design. And the other complicated aspect is the curtain wall from the shape. You already found it's very hard to describe the shape. We used some curvature change modeling to help us engineering the detailed designs, including the division of the entire surface, and the allowance during the installation should be controlled within 5 millimeters. So we decided to use triangle units instead of rectangle units. And for M&E design, previously, we used very simple mathematical modeling. Use BIM, we can take advantage of the integration of different data in terms of dimensions and positions, and this data can be shared within different design aspects. This is the construction drawings, and in the middle of the lot there is a landscape, grass lawn, and also the option of the space. This is the final drawings with a lot of details. Visualization. This is a very good experience. We didn't do it from scratch. And also, we can print out a lot of structural details. The second part the great help of a BIM is a better integration of the processes. There are some questions which have been confusing us for many years before. How to improve coordination among all the participants, and how to enhance the interoperability of the construction and the design. And as I mentioned, we are very lucky to do the design as well as the installation. Besides these digital drawings, we also have a large amount of reports. The special grid structure with all the three-dimensional coordinates of all the nodes, and also including the embedded components for foundations. In terms of cooperation, this is a Shenyang Culture Art Stadium. The entire project area is 100,000 square meters. This is not super big, but this is a very complicated project. The three functions is stacked vertically. So this elevation chart has to be, every elevation chart should be marked with the height, the altitude, and this facade is also very complicated. Curtain walls with the coordinates. These are the results from BIM systems. This is the foundation. This is the outdoor plaza and landscape. And for construction, there are a lot of installation requirements and maintenance and operation requirements. We hope through appropriate design, we can minimize their workload in the coming years. This is the M&E model in BIM. This is a large-scale model. And this is pipes and lines profile. We did a lot of communication work with the teams. The owner has very specific requirements on the clearance height and the location of each functions. Better cost control and decision making is also a major driver for development of a BIM. Initially, I already mentioned the owners need this data to make decisions to well manage their property. So we can provide data for them, and also this data is dynamic and real time, and modeling is also dynamic to support the decision making. This has been very helpful. This is another case. Just finished it. This is Huacheng BMW Dalian Automobile Works. This is one of the largest single industry project in Dalian. Covers 6 square kilometers of areas, and all the design was started on 3D basis. Any adjustment to the lot, we can come up with the adjustment to the fillings and the cuttings, and also the altitude data instantly. And this is the cutting and filling drawings. The owners has 3 requirements. First of all, this cutting and the fill should be balanced, and also the total excavation work should be minimized. And also, they should have 4 million soil residue for future use. So this is the optimization of the excavation work. Based on estimation, we have saved the cost around the amount of 100 to 200 million renminbi. And also, we have a very good and detailed chart for the water management systems, including the water pipes and rainwater harvest systems. At the east side, we have designed a rainwater collection tank. And we also managed to cut the cost for the investment on the utility infrastructure through BIM system. This is another case under construction, Liaoning Science and Technology Museum. In this project, the most complicated thing is the sphere part in the middle. This is a curtain wall based structure, and the owner wants the best aesthetic result with lowest cost. Plus, this is a double skin design. Currently, we are cooperating with the Xi'an Aircraft company as the fabricator, and the contractor is a Yuanda Curtain Wall Company in Shenyang, and we do the design work. This is the sphere. We divided that into 20 identical triangle, and this is the randomized skin texture. We have to have detailed size and parameters, area, and coordination of data to our installation contractors. This is a detailed curtain wall rendering drawings. I always emphasize the pragmatic design is only a method. The design is the key. And in this culture and art center design, we also have some good practices on these suspending frames. In some key areas, they have the sharings of common frames. This can reduce the construction and the sourcing prices. I think ultimately we provide a better delivery to our owner. A good delivery includes a precise design, high level of completion. This is also very important. It is implementable, and thirdly, it is sustainable. When it comes to the as-built phase, how we can collect more data into the BIM system and support the future maintenance and operation. And also we have a state grid project. This is some of the photos and the screenshots as built. More importantly, BIM system can make all stakeholders stronger, not only the owners, but also all the stakeholders. And we can also integrate the ISO quality management system into the BIM system with the same platform. Every aspect of work can be digitized, including meeting minutes and to-do lists. Everything will be included in the database. And it can also include these snapshots with the author information and the timestamp. This is very helpful to provide effective management. This is the diamond circle, PDCA. For all those important issues, we will model them and communicate with the designers. And based on the discussion result, we will update the models. It not only saves us a lot of work, but also better qualities. As I mentioned in the botanical garden project, we need to work with many aspects. We have to close up the loop. I'm not saying every issue can be solved through BIM system. But for a key project, all the major steps should be included, and working under this same concept, then the quality will be guaranteed. This is some of the documentation management and the version management information and the water management. What changes have been made? I have talked a lot today. These are my points. First keyword is integration. Integration has two aspects. One is technical aspect, one is management aspect. Technical aspect, even without BIM system, we have to finish all the technical details. The Jingmao Tower, during the design phase, so we didn't have a BIM system. But still, we managed to finish this project in high quality. But for management aspect, the BIM system can provide more support. An influence of integration can be reflected in the cases I have shared in terms of quality, coordination, and the process integration, and also ultimately it will provide with added value to this project. This is my conclusion today. 2 days ago, during opening ceremony, Mayor Shen mentioned building is one of the inevitable results of the urbanization process. I feel the same way. The urbanization process is integrated with the innovation of processes and practices, as well as the development of technology methods. We have talked a lot about the BM in China and in other parts of the world. No matter what you do, the ultimate goal is to solve the problem. And in this process, we can provide added value. This added value is even more important than BIM itself. In 20 years, in 100 years, nobody's going to talk about BM, but we still need coordination, integration between the designers and contractors. So BIM concept is weakened. It will become part of our daily life. So BIM is a new method, a process, and integration. Thank you very much.